Hi, everyone. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbe. I am with Trinity Temple of Sacred Wisdom and the director of that as well. We are broadcasting to you live through YouTube. And I'm here with my co-pilot, Rob, who will be helping me to work with you tonight on really establishing a strong connection with your soul, your higher self, and your spiritual teams. We all could use a little more connection in our day-to-day lives, and that's what we're here to bring to you and for you. We always start off our day or our evening with a healing meditation to sort of center us and ground us so we're in a place where we can hear and receive the messages that our angels, our guides, our spirit team, the whole works can share with us. So we will do that first and clear any, baggage from the week that we had or just starting that new week. Maybe some people have felt a little bit, I don't know, out of sorts with the time change, because that always throws a lot of people for a loop. It's like being in a state of jet lag without really having traveled. And, we're also in two really strong spiritual seasons. Actually, we're in more than two, but two are very prominent today. As many of you know, we're in the season of Lent, and in that energy, it's contemplative of what are you ready to let go of, so you can make more room for the divine, whether you see the divine as God or goddess or all that is or consciousness. That doesn't really matter. It's like you clearing stuff out of your way so that more connection can come in. And then we're also today, well, last evening was the start of Ramadan, which is a holiday that is celebrated for an entire month. It's the ninth month in the Islamic calendar. And they spend an entire month in prayer, in contemplation, in fasting, and really coming to that place of a deeper spiritual connection. So, isn't it interesting how that's all falling together today? And I'm here in southern Maine. Uh,
And we've had torrential rain for a day and a half. And now we're in the windy, windy winds of change. And I know it's affected many people, and it cosmically is very connected to really blowing away the debris of our past and things that we held on to really tightly, that just really don't belong in the new spring energy that's about to come, because we're ready to spring forth and become something, someone new, a fuller version of ourselves, a more aligned connection to the life that we want to have, and the joy and abundance that we want to experience. So I'm glad you guys are all here with me tonight. Um, After the meditation, I'll be doing some card readings. And if you would like a card drawn, all you have to do is type in yes, please. I never draw cards for people just because they're present, because I don't want to swoop in on anyone. But I will pull cards until we are complete. So don't be shy about chiming in later if you decide you need one. So tonight's deck is Alana Fairchild's Angelic Lightwork Healing Oracle. And I love it because it's healing, magic, and manifestation with the archangels. Um, they have been very present the past few days. I don't know about some of you, but that angelic presence, that guiding wisdom has been coming through in many different shapes and sizes. So I'm looking forward to using this deck. It's the first time that I've used it online, because I've only used it to pull cards for myself. So I'm excited to see what will come out for each one of you who is looking for some guidance from their team. And it's always a wonder to see what they have in store for us. All right, so we're going to get ourselves started. So to do the meditation, I really invite you to get comfy. Make sure that you're sitting or laying down, that you're able to have your arms and legs uncrossed so that the energy can flow through you and not get stuck anywhere in your body, because that buildup can sometimes be uncomfortable. But instead, allowing all of our circuits to be wide open to receiving healing this evening and connection. So, get yourself situated and comfy, and we're going to start by opening our sacred space. So, we're going to welcome in the divine in its fullest and brightest and highest vibration and frequency to join us this evening, surrounding us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light, creating the sacred space so that we feel held in a divine container where our highest self can interact with all that is and the wisdom that wishes to be shared with us this evening. Take a deep breath. Good. And I want to feel the connection with your chair or your bed or the floor. Really allow your body to melt in to the vessel that is supporting you, that is cradling you so that you can release all the tension out of your muscles, out of your thoughts, out of your emotions, and even out of your bones. Imagine all of that tightness just gently releasing, melting into Grandmother Earth, who lovingly gathers it up, pulls it into her own heart to cleanse and purify it and return it to the original creation energy that it once was. And we're going to begin by asking and inviting in our spiritual teams and asking that this healing meditation and the readings that are given after are for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. May we share the wisdom and the healing within this sacred community. And gently asking that the layers of protection are as thick or as wide or as deep as we need them to be, to feel safe and centered in our own being. And tonight we're going to begin at our crown, at the top of our head, imagining a gentle opening the doors and the windows for the divine light to shine through, spreading light and clear, clear energy down our central column so we can feel that connection and feel that pure, unconditional love as it floats to us and through us. And imagining beneath our feet, beneath the floor, beneath the earth, a beautiful sacred star that is ours alone. You may see it shaped as a Merkaba or a star with many points. But inviting the star to be our golden anchor, held by Grandmother Earth and anchored by Archangel Metatron, who holds the trunk of our tree of life sturdy and steady through all the winds that blow through us and around us. And feeling from our crown the blossoming of our roots connected within the divine, connected within our spiritual teams, being held from above as below. Each one attached to our beautiful lotus of 1,000 petals, crystalline at the top of our head. Each petal a channel and a connection to the divine in a new and unique way. And asking our heart to activate, not only in this realm, this earthly plane, but activating our highest heart, the heart of our highest self, interwoven with unconditional love, stretching down into the star beneath our feet and stretching above to the star above our crown, being the the rainbow bridge that holds all of our energetic light, being the guiding energy that we use to walk through this life path and life purpose. And activating our third eye, our perception, asking that all of our senses integrate and connect with the wisdom of our highest self, the wisdom of the divine, the all seeing and the all knowing. Feeling that grounded connection, brightly lighting the column of our tree, and activating our root chakra, allowing the foundation of our tree to connect even more deeply with the roots beneath it, stabilizing any uneasy energy, any wobbly energy that has made it difficult for us recently. Filling those spaces with safety and security, a calmness to the expression of who we are in each and every moment. And activating the throat, our communication, our expression, our creativity and artistry manifest, feeling that beautiful energy light up with possibilities, anchored through the heart and through the crown, stretching and reaching to its fullest potential. Activating our second chakra, opening the pathway of water, flow and consistency, allowing our body and our being to experience joy and pleasure, abundance in all the ways that energy is meant to flow to us and through us. Cleansing our womb of creation to birth new ideas, new thoughts, even new people. And finally, connecting to our third chakra in the solar plexus and gently allowing our survival self to feel the divine energy flowing completely around it, above it and below it, secure and safe, releasing any anxiety or worry, stress or frustration that may have squeezed it shut or held it too tightly. Allowing our personal sun to shine beautifully out, radiating out, almost as brightly as our heart. and feeling the pillars to our right and our left that help stabilize our energy field. Help allow our energy to connect more deeply to the upper realms, the fuller dimensions. And as those columns reactivate within ourselves, within our being, feeling the energy as it radiates out through our aura, restoring and repairing, and even if needed, shielding and protecting. For to fully express who we are, we need to open our hearts in vulnerability, in trust of the divine, trust that the divine will catch us so that we don't need to fall. Filling our lungs with courage to be our true self and inviting in the wisdom on how best to do that in this moment. Now you can gently ask your spiritual team, your guides, if they have anything for you, any wisdom to share, or maybe they are offering a gift to you. And simply receive what comes to you now. And relax your worry about receiving. Or if it doesn't happen in this moment, it may happen in your dream time. It may happen in your reading after this meditation, or it may happen as synchronicities in the next few days. But you will receive your gift, your message, what you need, if you simply ask. Now we're going to begin to take a few deep breaths as we bring our awareness back to the present moment. We welcome our connection to the divine and our spiritual teams to stay open. But we want to bring our awareness back into the present moment so that we're in a place to receive the wisdom, to hear the wisdom, and to be the wisdom. So you can slowly feel your body in the chair or on the floor or the bed, wherever you may be. You can feel the texture of the clothing on your body. You can hear the noises in the space around you, or maybe the smells in the room that you are in. When you're ready, simply start, wiggling your fingers or toes. You can rub your hands together, rub your feet on the floor, rub your feet together, rub the tops of your legs. Whatever helps you reconnect with your physical body, because it's in your physical body where you will have awareness of the messages and awareness of how to apply them. Nice. So welcome home. Glad to have you guys here with me again. joining us on this blustery day. It's blustery here in southern Maine. So, for those of you who would like a little wisdom to come through the cards, tonight I'm using a newer deck, which is, oops, let me get it back a little bit. I'm always so backwards. There we go. Is Alana Fairchild's Angelic Lightwork Healing Oracle. Um, as I said at the beginning of the show, I have not used this deck for other people. I've only used it for myself. So this will be kind of cool to see what comes up for everyone. I find the imagery to be very potent. There's always multiple layers to what is in there and what is meant to be said. And trust that you may get something different than even my team is telling me, because messages can be very complex. All right, so let's see. Let me get my cards ready. Anna, thank you. All right, Deanna, we will start with you. Glad to have you in the house. It's nice to have you here. Beautiful. So your card, look at all that power, is endings for beginnings. And you can see the central column that my team was talking about. You know, you can see it going down the center. You can see it radiating out like an axis. You can even see how the vibrations are in different colors and that there's a heart of unconditional love and light at the top. It may even appear a little bit like a sword with wings. And there's lots of pink and purple and green to attract your energy and your attention. So, what I'm getting from this card is that for us to have new beginnings, something else has to end. um, you know, we read a book to the end, we watch a movie to the end, ones that we truly enjoy. But if we discard a book without finishing it, it still has ended in our awareness. So even when we simply close the book, in that moment, the book has ended. The story may continue, but the book has ended because we are no longer in the story with the book. So, what I'm seeing and sensing for you is that there's some wonderful new beginnings that are coming in with the birthing energy of springtime. It's just coming next week, right? We're going to be in that glorious, fertile time of new ideas and new beginnings and new creations. And they don't have to be complex, but they take energy. Creation energy takes energy, right? And so to do that, we have to kind of clean up our messes, get a nice blank slate or an empty canvas so we can do our best work, right? It's hard when we're trying to do our work in the mess that others have left behind, or even the mess that we've left behind. And as many of you know, when you're trying to do something important, sometimes you get distracted and need to clean before you can do anything. Well, it's because there's old energy that's surrounding you that is making it difficult to move forward. And so go ahead and do the cleaning. That's why we do spring cleaning, because, open the windows, let in the fresh air, get that old dust out. It's because out with the old so you can have in with the new. It's why in these seasons of the religions right now, it's all about inner contemplation and releasing so that you can burst out and birth a new you in this spring. So look for energy that's looking for release. What Anything that you can clean out for ending will come back to you threefold for beginning. So the bigger the project you want to do, the more cleaning you have to do. And the cleaning can be as simple as, you know, deleting your, old emails and emptying that trash. And it could be going in your closet and getting rid of clothes that you don't like or that don't fit you. But it's that energy of what no longer serves you needs to go. Whether it's things, whether it's circumstances, or even whether it's people. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing when people leave our connection. It means a new story for you and a new story for them. Not caught and tangled in something from the past. So I hope some of that has sunk in, some of that feels exactly where it needs to be, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you. Whew. Julie, nice to have you in the house. I love my Star Nations peeps. I miss you guys, so I'm glad when you gather here. All right. So here's one that has a lot of blue. This is fatherhood and the divine masculine. And again, you see that cross sort of energy in the middle, but see how around in here there are layers of hearts and the brilliance at the top, the divine light flowing through in more than one dimension, more than one frequency. And even though there's a lot of blue, there's hints of pink and there's hints of purple along with that brilliant white. And there's also sacred geometry built into these cards that are very hard for me to get my poor little camera to show you deeply. So just know it has that woven energy into it. What I'm sensing for you is that we all have father energy, whether we had a physical father or not, whether we're male or female. We all have mother energy and we all have father energy. Father energy can be as direct as our connection to God or the masculine divine, however we may experience that. And it might also be the feminine being goddess or Mother Mary or some other feminine goddess figure who speaks to you. But we all have both sides. We're not in either or. Our three-dimensional world gets caught up in either or, and we're actually all, right? And so what I'm sensing is that need sometimes to hold the divine masculine. And what that means is setting clear and concise instructions with people. What it means is having really solid boundaries and not wavering with them. What it means is loving yourself enough to say no to things that don't serve you or won't bring you joy. It's also being able to be logical and use our thinking brain as well as our intuitive brain to seek solutions. And allowing that to be just as present for you and for your family. It also can mean how you're interacting with any males in your family, especially is what I'm feeling. And, you know, I had three, three boys who are definitely men now, and that that transition from mother, maybe smother mother, um, to their cheerleader, right? And sometimes we do our cheerleading farther away than we want to be, but holding that space of allowing others to find their divine masculine as well. Shadow work is all around us. It can be very difficult. But when we look inward for our personal truth, it's always there. So look within for your own divine masculine truth and how that needs to be expressed, or how it could support you with anything you might be struggling with. And then also see how it's mirrored in, especially in the men in your life, and whether there's ways to support them in speaking their truth so that communication is open and fully from the heart, based on truth, honesty, and integrity. And don't we all want that? All right. Have a beautiful week, dear. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining us. Miss Ellen, I'll be out in your neck of the woods pretty soon. All right. So, your card, I love all the pastels because I always think, you look stunning in pastels, is past life, present power. Look at that heart and how it radiates out. It's like a golden sun in the center and some beautiful full wings at the top. You may even see an angel. You may see the sun. There's also a very intricate sacred geometry design built into this one as well. It is in all the cards. So what I'm getting for you right now is that as we spring into this new energy, we move into this creation time, you have the opportunity to draw on skills from past lives to reclaim some of your personal power in this lifetime. It's accepting that we had skills that we learned. We've gone through many lifetimes where we've learned lots of lessons, and we can learn how to bring those lessons to us in the present moment. Number one, so we don't have to do them again. But number two, so we can call in the power of that clearing and that clear knowing. And it starts to shatter any doubt we've been having. It shatters any negative beliefs or thoughts that have been bouncing around in our head, because we have confidence and conviction from other lifetimes where we have persevered and really made it through even more difficult things than we had this lifetime. And drawing on that reserve of courage and wisdom to help break through a new path. I'm seeing almost like a bulldozer in front of you, just clearing the way of any debris that's like blocking your path. Like, enough's enough. Bring in the heavy equipment and let that heavy equipment clear the way for you to finally relax enough to be you. And when you relax enough to be you, the miracles that are going to happen for you are just astounding. The synchronicities and the showering of divine gifts is quite breathtaking. Um, I'm seeing all of these different pastel colors raining down on you like a cleansing rain, but that each drop has a new present, a new gift for you. So start meditating on that. Start doing some past life work with a trusted healer, so that you can make room for that to really show up and present itself, because you deserve that. We all do. Thanks for being here tonight, sweetie. Hope you have a great week. Carol, nice to have you. Mm, this is sweet. So you can see a lot of the green at the bottom and the pink and the purple and the orange and the yellow. There really is all of the colors. And again, that central column of light and the way it radiates out, the heart at the top. And there's two stars, one in the center of the heart and one above the heart. And then you have the star in the center of the being. And you can see and feel the vibrations of it moving, the way it is shown on the card. None of these cards feel flat, two-dimensional. They have a lot of life and breath coming from them. So this one says special healing for the open-hearted. I don't know if I said that or not. And so what I'm sensing for you is that I'm seeing your heart and I'm seeing your high heart like creating a stronger commitment to each other, a stronger bond, and allowing that unconditional heart to fill any cracks in your heart that where you've been disappointed, where you might hold old grief. It feels more like disappointment. Disappointment that things had to turn out the way they did. Sometimes when we're healers and we're seers, we can see the potential in every person. And it can be painful to watch someone have to learn their life lessons the hard way. um, Especially when you have any kind of mother energy. You want to keep your friends and your family and your children from harm, right? But sometimes we don't learn that the stove is hot until we touch it, right? So allowing the unconditional heart to really come in and nurture and heal that beautiful open heart that you have. Because being open and vulnerable and allowing other people to actually see the real you is so powerful. And it is so healing for the people around us. And when our heart is in that place, you can't help but feel your own heart soften and your own heart heal. And we don't have to even exchange words to help those we love. We just think of them kindly, lovingly, and that vibration just reverberates outward and goes where it's needed. But to do that, we have to allow ourselves to receive that first. Fill in any nooks and crannies. that hold old hurts or old wounds. And let the divine be there lovingly to do that for you so that you can really share the brilliance that is Carol and really be present for the people around you who need to feel that open hearted, vulnerable love coming from you. That is one of the biggest healing gifts you can give to someone is to just be lovingly present with them as they go through their own life struggles. And it's a beautiful thought, and it's one we all should aspire to. So thank you. And I hope you find ways to do that. I know you can. Have a great week, dear. You're very welcome, Ellen. Thank you for being present. Rachel, nice to have you in the house. Ooh, this is a good one. Look at all this energy. So this is the Twin Flames and Soulmates card. You can really see how there's like two energies that are coming together as one, or one that is separated into two, right? It really depends on the view you're taking, right? But when they come together, look at how brilliant the energy is in the center, how wide and how full and how bright it is. So twin flames and soulmates, twin flames especially, have this mystique to them. And soulmates have a mystique to them. And sometimes we see it simply through the romantic limelight. And it can be, it absolutely can be. But soulmates can also be our best friends or our worst enemies because they can be those people who really help us learn our soul lessons. Now, the twin flame energy is, you know, it's almost falling in love with yourself in the mirror. So imagine your soul was one and split into two, and you find you in someone else. And you just love that part of you. And they love what you hold for them. That can be the twin flame rather than opposites attracting, right? It's the similarities coming together. So what I'm sensing for you is that, you know, with the twin flames, sometimes they come together and it's super bright, but it also can be a flash in the pan. It can burn too quickly, too brightly, too quickly. You know, it's an out of control fire. It's an out of control connection. And remember that if they're really our soulmate, we're connected in the fire, in the water, in the earth, and the air. So as you are looking into this springtime coming up at some relationships that maybe are coming in or are on the verge of blossoming into something new, remember to be in that sacred space of unconditional love so that you are bringing all of you into the relationship and not just the parts that you think the other person wants to see. Because otherwise, that's who you're connecting with. The parts of you, that only the parts of you that you're willing to show. For us to have a deep and intense soul connection, we need to show up with all of ourselves, our good, our bad, our ugly, and our joyful, intense, and passionate. So keep all of that in mind and look for your heart to be what grounds you, what centers you, and what helps you through this relationship. And it feels like it might even be more than one, but there's definitely one significant one. So, sounds like some fun. All right, dear. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining us. Oh, hi, Mary. Glad you made it. Snuck in here. That's great. Ah, this one looks like so much water to me. So, this one is called Honor Your Worth. There's a lot of blue and a lot of green. And again, that central pillar of light and angelic energy coming through. And for me, I see almost a water fountain that you could throw coins into to cast wishes into. And so, what I'm sensing is that sometimes we get resentful of situations or people and frustrated. And usually that's either a sign that a boundary's been crossed or it's a sign that we've devalued ourselves. We agreed to something that we didn't really want to do, or we're getting paid less than we want to be. And when we're in that energy, it dredges up negativity. So honoring our self-worth is by knowing our boundaries, knowing what we're worth and saying so. And asking the divine to show us how to match that worth in abundance. And remember, self-worth does not have to be a dollar amount. In this very physical realm, this very earthly realm, we often connect it to money because worth is very connected to money. What we experience life can be very different depending on how much money flow we have. But it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And so honoring your self-worth is also about saying no so that you can rest and recuperate. It's saying yes to a vacation that you haven't taken in years because your soul needs to rejuvenate. And it might be saying no to wearing clothes that you don't like just because they fit. And it might be saying yes to something that feels like a splurge because it's beautiful and brings you joy. It's a time when we honor ourselves, we quiet the talking self. We quiet the critic who has judgments about everything, and we put ourselves first. And that is not selfish, because if we don't put ourselves first, then we're not teaching other people to put themselves first either. And it means they won't put us first at any point when we might need it. And then we're too exhausted to put somebody else first when they need it. Because we got to fill our own fountain. And when it's overflowing, that's the time to share with others. But you can't give from a dry well. And that well is filled with all of your self esteem and all of your self worth. And it's in an infinity loop. It can constantly refill and refill. It does not ever have to be depleted. So nice. Honor yourself, and others will honor you too. Thanks for joining us. Glad you were here. Ah, Brandon. Oh my goodness. So happy for you to be here. Welcome. So, you have a beautiful card here. Look at all these great colors. This is soul love. And you can see the entire rainbow. You can see the divine light interspersed all throughout it, and the movement and everything, and that sacred energy right in the center. So, soul love is different than physical love, and it's different than the casual "I love you," right? Soul love is when you have that spark and that moment of knowing that your soul and the other person's soul have been interconnected for many, many lifetimes. And the love of all those lifetimes radiates through. And lots of times we're afraid to look for that kind of love because we assume it's not there, or we'll never find it. But or that there's only one person who carries that with us. But for all the lifetimes we've been in, we've also had all different loves, not always the same one. And so we have many opportunities. The divine would never give us one opportunity for love, ever. Why would you be an infinite being and say, nope, you've only got one shot? But soul love has this ease to it, this gentleness to it, where you feel instantly calm and instantly safe. And you're in this place where there's no doubt. It happens to those people sometimes when they have love at first sight, you know? Um, and you also have those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, you're actually here. And we can get scared of that because it can feel like a lot. But soul love transcends time and space. Soul love is a much deeper connection. Yes, there will be lovely intimacy and beautiful connection. But we also can get our biggest lessons in life from our soul loves. And soul love doesn't have to be a romantic partner, though often it is. It can be someone who feels like a brother or a sister in the instant that you meet them, like you've known them forever. And you can't help it. You just love them. You don't know why, you don't know how, but there it is. So if you aren't already experiencing that, get ready um, because it's on its way. And I wish nothing but the best for you around that. That sounds beautiful and wonderful and sweet. And I hope you're doing great. And visit us again here soon. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Mary. I will have a great week. I'm excited for it. Oh, yes. You have a blessed week too, Deanna. Thank you. All right. Last but not least, let's get one out for Rob here. Mm. Poof. Got some big love stuff going on here. So this card for you is Love Beyond Death. And I'm sure you can see the cross. I'm sure you can see the vibrations going out and the feathers of the archangels around it and through it, the clouds and the water. And there's even a Star of David and a bell that are within it, as well as some sacred geometry. So what I'm getting for you is that sense of when there is an ending, when there is change, it doesn't mean that love has stopped. It's still there. The vibration is still there. And whether it's death from someone passing, or whether it's death from something ending, or even death, our own little death of needing to rebirth ourselves as someone new because we've made ourselves small and suffocated in the smallness of who we've been and really need to stretch and grow into who we're meant to be. And radiating through all of that is unconditional love. There is no right, there's no wrong with the divine. It's just what we're choosing to have as our own personal experience. And through all of that is unconditional love. And what I'm sensing is connecting more to some of your ancestors because they have amazing wisdom to share, especially some ancestors that you haven't known physically in this lifetime. Allowing that energy to come and connect to you, to help you and to guide you. They've been cheerleading you for a long time. But through the angels, they want you to know how much love they hold for you and how much they're here to help you through your life's transitions as they may be coming up. And it's such a beautiful thought that love radiates through time and space without end. It may look different or feel different, but it still can be very much present. It's almost as if there is no death. There is no end. There's just beginning. What a powerful card to end on. Thank you for that. Thank you guys for joining us this evening for Soul Connections. I'm really so glad that you joined us. Oh, Jessica. I'm sorry. Thank you, Rob.
Sorry to cut in. I had a couple of latecomers.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's get them taken care of, Rob. Thank you. All right, so Jessica, look at this beautiful card. So enhanced protection for beautiful boundaries. Phew. Look at all those layers. Isn't that fantastic? So what I'm sensing for you is that I don't know what you do for work, but it feels like you do some caregiving of some sort. And which a lot of us do. in different ways. So in that caregiving energy, you need to shield and protect yourself a little better from absorbing other people's energy. And that doesn't mean blocking people out. Actually, it's about keeping you in so that you are making the decisions. You are in control of how you want to experience interactions with others, and that you don't get drained, energetically drained from other people and their neediness. Because sometimes people hang on to us out of neediness because we're strong. And then we end up feeling like we got run over by a truck and can often get sick and whatnot from that. So um, I really invite you to do like a shielding and protecting meditation before you go to work, especially. If this is also happening at home, feel free to do it at home. And then one thing that I highly recommend is to cut all the cords. You can ask Archangel Michael to come in and cut all the cords that you've been holding for the day. It will only cut the cords that are siphoning energy out from you. It will not cut our love connections with our family and friends. It really cuts anything that is depleting. And when we do that, when we shield and we learn to set boundaries, and boundaries are not caving in to what somebody else wants and dismissing what you need. It's saying no when you mean no, and yes when you mean yes, and not allowing someone to make you feel guilty or shame for speaking your truth. And these boundaries also help shield and fortify our ability to be empathic and hold empathy for other people. Because when we are depleted and we have been sucked dry, we don't give to you know what's about anybody. And that's not who we want to be or how we want to live. So I really invite you to do that. Um, and if you need some help with that as well, you can reach out to me. I do have an oil blend that I channeled from my team. That is a psychic protection blend that might be very useful. I also have one for cord cutting. So feel free to reach out to me on Messenger or through our Facebook page right here on Trinity Temple of Sacred Wisdom, and I'd be happy, happy, happy to help you out if you need it. But take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Nice and nice. Yep. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Feel free to join us anytime because we'd love to have you. Oh, Jackie, I'm glad you snuck in here at the end. Nice to have you. So your card, also very colorful, I think they all are pretty much tonight, is a treasure of the soul. Look at all the intricate work in that circle in the center and the beautiful heart energy above and all the ways it ripples outwards. And what I'm seeing is that, in your beautiful heart, there's like a treasure. You hold the key to unlocking the beauty and the wisdom of who you truly want to be. And all you have to do is allow yourself to unlock it, because that treasure is buried right inside of you. You don't have to go looking anywhere for it. It's already there. We're always seeking way outside. And the trick is it's always inside. You need to look in for the treasure. Um, so what I'm sensing is that allowing yourself to really look at the treasure of who you are. Look at the treasure that you're meant to bring to other people, the joy you're meant to bring to other people by doing and being what you love and who you love. And that's our gift. You know, we're each here to be a gift of love for others. And while that may sound, strange, because sometimes that gift of love is doesn't come neatly wrapped in a package with a bow. Sometimes it comes in with a really hard life lesson we need to learn. But if you can imagine it's all infused with love, then that fear could dissolve so that you could step out and actually just be the treasure that you are. I keep seeing coins and jewels and, you know, all of the things that are